guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm gonna talk about basic training, like what do you need to be successful at basic training, and I'm gonna do the packing list because I don't feel like the packing list is that large. It does not require a separate video, so I'm just gonna combine it. So for the packing list, I have a travel size lotion, shampoo, and conditioner. The reason why I say, so I went to basic training in FORT LEONARD, Missouri, and it was like really, it was brick outside all day. It was really cold, and we didn't go to the PX for a while, and when we did, so the lotion that they had us buy, they took it from us when we actually went to the training site and not at reception, because you do go to you do get the opportunity to buy stuff at reception, and when you go to basic training, that's the point. But bring your own lotion, but ensure that it's unscented. So Lubriderm is a good brand, and just so you know, if it's not out of regulation, they won't take it from you. You know, like if you bring something that you're not supposed to have, obviously they're gonna toss it, but it's not true that they're gonna take everything from you. That's not a thing. They're not stupid. They're not gonna like, oh, give me everything you have, I'm gonna take it from you. If you are allowed to have it, and if they will leave you with it, that shampoo, travel size shampoo, conditioner, they're not gonna take it from you. And so if you have like skin problems, like if you have eczema, or you just have really dry skin and you use like tea tree oil or olive oil that is like scentless, you can take it. And then, however, depending on the particular drill sergeant that searches you, they may or may not let you keep it. However, you can put it inside your boots. They won't search your boots. They will have you take out your boots and line them up. So just to ensure that you have all your boots. And I would suggest taking black underwear as a female. I would suggest that you take black underwear, because you're not allowed to wear black underwear. They want you to wear white, but I'm telling you, if you have your menstrual, you do not want to be wearing white underwear. I'm just saying. You can, I don't use the word smuggle, but if you put it inside of your boots, they don't search your boots. That's a fact. You just put it inside your boots. Don't overboard now. Just take 4. Don't take 7, 8, 9, 10, because they all can't fit inside your boots. And you're wondering, when are you gonna get the time to put it in your boots? Put it in your boots before you leave for the training site, right? With the night before they tell you to pack up everything because you're leaving reception, you put it in your boots and you pack your bag a particular way so when you take it out, nothing falls out. When you tie the laces together. This sounds like but yeah, you get the gist. So, you know, they say don't bring any clothes, but the clothes that you're gonna wear, make sure it's like a decent pair of looking clothes, because when you go to AIT and you get your first pass, that will be the only available clothes you'll have at that moment to wear. Does that make sense? So think about it futuristically. Don't wear bum ass, I can't say that. Don't wear just wear decent looking clothing. That's how far I'm gonna put it. Oh, and for your hair, bring stuff for your hair. Like for me, like African American female, I had perm hair. I had an undercut, so the back was growing back. It was growing natural, but I didn't let them see, or they would probably have me shave my head out because I had an undercut. But I had like really fine micro braids in, and I catched it. I pulled it to the back, and that was it. So I never did my hair because my hair was already in braids. So all I did was I kept it in a bun, and it was fine. But if you have like Caucasian or Hispanic hair, you'll need like a bun sock thing to do your hair. So I do suggest that when you go to reception, you wear your hair to the standard, so you would already have everything that you need inside of your hair, so they won't have a reason to say, oh, hey, why do you have that? You can buy it somewhere, blah, 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 blah. You already have your hair to the standard, so you get to keep all of that, and then bring a brush, a comb, obviously, just stuff to keep your hair intact, because what would happen is that we were off the perception that we couldn't bring certain stuff, so we didn't take it, and then some of them ate up for a minute before we went to the PX and actually got the equipment that we needed to do our hairs. But I mean, like, if you bring it, then you'll be completely fine. And then bring hand sanitizer. Scentless hand sanitizer. They won't toss that. because you will be touching a lot of stuff and you will not be afforded the opportunity to wash your hands as often as you would like to. So hand sanitizers will be your best friend. Hand sanitizers and Halls, sugar-free Halls will be your best friend, especially if you're going to Missouri. And then I'm just going to talk about stuff that you need to do before you actually get to basic training. So I would highly suggest, it would behoove you to learn the soldier's creed. Like, you need to know the soldier's creed. They will pick you, well, at my basic training, they would line us up when we go in for chow, and they'll just look at you. And if you look like you don't know it, hey, you, step out the line. Parade rest. Soldier's creed. You obviously going to move to attention because you say all that when you're putting attention. You don't know it. You want to knock out 20 or whenever they get tired or go outside and I don't know. They're petty. They're real petty. Maybe petty is not the word, but they do expect you to have a certain amount of knowledge coming in. And what happened is you will get a blue book, and your time waiting at reception, you're supposed to study all of that stuff. The blue book has everything that you need to know. And I would highly suggest that you study while you're waiting in reception. But if you don't want to, it would be best if you had learned it before you actually came in, so you can actually like breathe and look around and understand and analyze everything instead of like worrying about trying to memorize this and memorize that while you're under pressure. So Soldier's Creed, the Army song, your general orders, learn the rank structure, because you do deal with cadre members who are not drilled, and you don't want to address them as the wrong way. Like, even when you go and pick up your weapons, you're not dealing with drills, you're dealing with cadre, and you don't want to say, thank you, ma'am. They're going to address it like, first of all, my name is not ma'am, or my name is not sir, I'm staff sergeant, blah, blah, blah. And then the drill sergeant going to hear like, oh, you don't know who she is, drop. They're going to make you drop. Like, just avoid unnecessary attention to yourself. So it's good to actually know. And then understand military time. And you think that, military time is not hard and da-da-da. I still have to like do the whole 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I still have to do that. Only because, I don't know. There's certain numbers that you know that it clicks and you're like, that's the time. But it would be wise to like really, really understand military time so you don't miss time hacks. You're like, hey, be done here, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And you don't have to bring a watch. Don't bring a watch. You're gonna buy a watch. I would suggest that you buy the watch at the PX when you go to reception, because they have a Army watch there and it's waterproof. Not saying you can't bring your own watch, but that watch is like, it's a little bit smaller than like the G-Shock it's really neat and it's really durable. And so at Nick at Night, when you go to Nick at Night, you're gonna crawl, and any watch that you're wearing, and if you wanted to bring it back to your civilian life, it's gonna be like scratched up because the sand is gonna rip it up. So I'm saying, like, don't bring your personal watch because it's gonna look ugly. It's gonna get rusty and rugged. So do use the watch that is at the PX and you'll be fine. You can just toss it or keep it as a memory if you want to back home. And then you will spend a lot of time. They'll tell you, hey, get down at 09, and you won't even start doing training until 12 o'clock because that you just hurry up and wait. That's just the Army. During those times that you are waiting, the blue book that you have, you should be studying, because before you didn't have to phase up here, but now you have to do a test. So the Army is going in the direction where they want us to not only be strong, but smart as well. So they do have a test after you do your phase run and everything, like blue face to red face, red face to blue face. You will do a test. And on the first test, it's basically about regular stuff about the Army. What was the Army founded, your rank structures, and the Army song, Soldier's Creed. It's like basic knowledge that you should know. It's like a must know. So study that. And then another tips is, so you'll be, most times you will be inside rooms, because for the first 2 weeks, they will require you guys to do a lot of classes. So, like, And both enlisted and officers will walk through the room. Obviously, you know that you will stay at ease unless a cadre. So a cadre is different from a drill. Cadre is just regular enlisted soldiers who are NCOs, or probably they're not NCOs. You won't see anyone below an E5. That's for sure. You won't see a sergeant. You will see a sergeant, a staff sergeant, sergeant first class going up, but you won't see a specialist or a PFC or a PV2 besides the trainees among yourself. So don't be afraid to call at ease, and don't be afraid to call the room to attention. Like, we got in trouble a lot because we knew how to say at ease. We say at ease all the time. But whenever an officer would walk in, we're like, do we say attention? And it's not that we were afraid. It's just the way how you say it. Everyone's like, oh, I don't want to sound stupid. Like, don't be afraid to do it, because you don't get in trouble. You don't get smoked. And don't go to sick call. I would highly suggest that you do not go to sick call. So the main thing is, you are going into an environment where you will do a lot of stuff that you've never done in your entire life. So your body is going to have wear and tears, and that is normal. You will feel pain. You will feel so much pain, and you're like, no, something is definitely wrong with me. But I promise you, nothing is wrong with you. Absolutely nothing is wrong. You will feel like you have broken bones, broken ankles, broken neck, broken eye. I don't know. Everything will feel broken, but I promise you, you can still push. You can still push, and you can still go. Do not go to sick call. Wait until you go to AIT, and then you go to sick call and get all your problems fixed, because AIT is different. It's really different. But do not go to sick call. And every night, I feel you guys need to do pyramids, where you practice your push-ups and your sit-ups. So you start with like 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, then you go on to 9 push-ups, then 9 sit-ups. It will help, because at the end of the day, nothing you do is more important at basic training than passing that PT test. If you don't pass that PT test, you will not leave. If you cannot physically provide everything that they demand from you, then you will not pass basic training. Like, it's nothing else. You have to pass that PT test. Even if you fall out on the Rucks, I mean, like, they can make up for it. They can make you walk around a track and make up for it. But that PT test, you have to be able to pass the PT test. So if you suck at push-ups, when you do your push-ups, right? When you go down, you need to keep your head straight. Keep your head straight at all times, because when you put your head down, it makes it seem as if you're not going all the way down and you have a hunch. But if you keep your head straight, you automatically look straight. It's just automatic. And for your sit-ups, people do halfway sit-ups and they use their core. Do full sit-ups where you throw yourself forward and come between your knees, so you use your legs. So if you have strong legs, you should be able to knock out at least 47 push-ups in the first minute. And that's not even trying hard. 47 push-ups. You will be tired though. You probably won't be able to knock out like only 15 after. But that's good enough to pass the PT test. And running is mental. Running is really a mental thing. Whenever you feel like you cannot run any further, just keep running. I promise you, it's all mental. It's a mental thing. You're running, you're like, oh my God, I can't breathe. No, you can. I promise you. Just keep on running. Just run. Even if you have to slow the pace down, but don't stop running. When you stop running, it builds the lactic acid up in your legs, and then it makes it worse. You can't start over again. There's no such thing. Once it gets bad, it gets really bad, and that's just it. And I'm just looking at my list. So before you actually come in, try to start run. Because the running that we do is really intense, and I've never even imagined it would be that intense. But you get used to it. And yeah, that's basically it. And the rest of the stuff is something that you'd have to just experience for yourself. But I do feel like if you do all those things before, after, and while being at basic training, you should be fine. You should be completely fine, and you should have a successful journey and graduate on time. Pass your PT test. That's the biggest thing. You have to be able to pass your PT test. The run should not be anyone's problem. You can run a steady pace and pass your PT test without speeding up or slowing down. I So because of my MOS, I haven't been able to do PT for 3 months because I work from like 3 o'clock in the morning. And for 3 months not doing PT, I'm out of shape. I gained like 10 pounds. I just did my PT test like 2 weeks ago and I passed my PT test. Obviously my score is not what I want, but it's not bad saying that I haven't done PT for 3 months. You get 2 months at basic training to prepare your body to pass a PT test. The PT test is not hard, it's just all mental. You just have to keep pushing. Pass your PT test, and then you will be fine. So thank you guys for watching, and that's the end of the video. If you guys want me to comment on specific things, you guys can like tell me in the comment section, and I'll do a different video about it. But that's what I have for you guys now, and thank you again for watching, and have a wonderful day.